I need you to stop what you're doing right now. Not because this message is urgent in the way the world uses that word, urgent like a deadline, urgent like a bill that is late, urgent like a phone ringing that you keep ignoring. I need you to stop because what I'm about to speak over your life is something you have needed to hear for a very long time. And today, in this moment, I am the one delivering it to you. You have been watching. You have been watching your life, watching your enemies, watching the people who have come against you. And from where you stand, it looks like they are winning. It looks like the opposition is gaining ground. It looks like the walls you have been building, the prayers you have been praying, the faith you have been holding on to. None of it has stopped what feels like an advancing darkness. And somewhere in the middle of all of that watching, a question has started to form in the deepest part of you. A question you've been afraid to say out loud because saying it out loud feels like losing faith. The question is this: is God even in this? I am here to answer that question today. Not with comfort words, not with motivational speech, with truth, with the kind of truth that only I can deliver to you. Because I am the only one who sees both sides of the battle at once. I see what you see, and I see what you cannot. And what I see on your behalf is the reason I am bringing this message to you today. Your enemies are already defeated. You just cannot see it yet. This is not a promise for tomorrow. This is not a hope for next year. This is a declaration of what has already happened in the realm where the real war is fought. The battle you are watching with your natural eyes is the aftershock of a victory I already secured. But I know what it feels like from your side of the veil. To see the shaking and not see the victory. To feel the pressure of what is coming against you without the eyes to see what I have already placed around you. So today, I am giving you those eyes. Comment right now the words, "I am victorious." Let that be the first declaration of what you are about to receive. And subscribe to this channel and turn on every notification bell, because this is not the last time I will bring you this kind of clarity. There is a man in the ancient text whose name was Elisha. He was a prophet, a man who heard my voice with a clarity that most people only dream of. And one morning, Elisha and his servant woke up, and the servant stepped outside and saw that the entire city was surrounded. Armies, horses, chariots, the full force of an enemy that had come specifically for them, specifically that night, with a precision that made the servant's blood run cold. The servant ran back inside, panicked, and said the only thing panic knows how to say, "What do we do?" And Elisha, who could already see what his servant could not, simply said this, "Do not be afraid. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them." As it is written, Elisha prayed and said, "Lord, please open his eyes that he may see." And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. 2 Kings chapter 6 verses 16 and 17. Do you see? The armies of heaven were already deployed, already surrounding, already positioned for the battle before the servant ever woke up to the threat. The enemy's forces were real, but they were outnumbered in a dimension the servant could not see with natural eyes. So it is with you, the opposition you are watching right now, the people, the circumstances, the forces that feel like they are closing in. They are real. I am not asking you to pretend otherwise. I am not asking you to close your eyes to the battle. I am asking you to open them to the full picture. Because what surrounds you on behalf of my purposes for your life is not fewer than what stands against you. It is infinitely more. And here is what most people never understand about this. When your servant heart sees the enemy's chariots, your first instinct is to count them, to measure them, to calculate whether what you have is enough to withstand what is coming. That is the human instinct. But you were never meant to fight this war with human calculations. You were not chosen because of your numbers. You were not set apart because of your strength. You were chosen because I chose you, and what I choose I cover. What I appoint I surround. What I call mine I defend. As it is written, no, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. Romans chapter 8 verse 37. More than conquerors, not just conquerors, more than. That word in the original language carries the meaning of overwhelming victory, not a close win, not a narrow margin, not barely making it through. Overwhelming, which means that whatever you are facing right now, whatever the enemy has assembled against your life, against your family, against your finances, against your peace, the outcome has already been written. And it was not written in the enemy's favor. But listen, this is the part that changes everything. The victory being real does not mean the battle feels easy. Elisha's servant saw the armies. He felt the fear. The chariots were there. They were not a hallucination. They were not exaggeration. The threat was genuine, and yet the outcome was never in question on my side of the veil. What I did was not remove the threat. What I did was open the servant's eyes so he could see the truth of the surrounding. And that is exactly what I am doing for you today. I am opening your eyes. The person who has been working against you, the one whose actions have caused you losses you are still recovering from, they have not gotten away with it. What they have done has not slipped past me. I have seen every whispered plan, every quiet betrayal, every hidden action taken against the life I designed for you. And I have already moved on your behalf. You just have not seen the full picture yet. I have never let you go, not once, not even in the silence. Every time something good starts to happen, something tears it down. A new job, then a sudden loss. A restored relationship, then a new conflict. You are not imagining it. There is something working against the life God promised you. The Manual of the Chosen gives you 9 keys to identify exactly what that is, expose the enemy blocking your path, and unlock the blessings that belong to you. The link is pinned in the first comment. Comment, I see it now. And let that be the moment you stopped letting the enemy operate in the dark. Now I want to take you deeper into the victory that has already been secured, because the enemy does not just show up in obvious ways. The enemy is a strategist, and one of the enemy's most effective strategies against my chosen ones is not to attack with overwhelming force. It is to make the battle feel invisible, to make the resistance feel like your own limitations, to make the blockage feel like your own failure. And that deception is one of the most powerful weapons the enemy carries, because if you believe that what is working against you is coming from inside yourself, you will never look in the right direction to address it. Let me speak plainly to you right now. There are things in your life that have not moved, not because you lack faith, not because you are not praying hard enough, not because I have forgotten you or set you aside. There are things in your life that have not moved because there is an active spiritual opposition to what I am building in and through you. And that opposition does not announce itself. It does not send a letter explaining what it is doing. It operates in the background of your everyday life, and it has been doing so for longer than you realize. As it is written, He disarmed the rulers and authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in Him. Colossians chapter 2 verse 15. Disarmed, that is the word, not weakened, not limited, disarmed, which means that the enemy who operates against you is doing so with weapons that have already been stripped. The authority the enemy carries is borrowed and already broken, but the enemy will not stop using what has been stripped, because the enemy's only power left is the power of your believing in it. The enemy's greatest tool against a chosen one is not raw power. It is deception. Make you believe the ceiling is real. Make you believe the resistance is permanent. Make you believe the defeat you feel is the defeat that is actually happening. And today, I am breaking that deception open. Stay with me, because what I am about to say connects all of it. Remember Elisha's servant, my beloved. He woke up to evidence that looked like defeat, surrounded, outnumbered, exposed. What he saw with his natural eyes told him one story. What was actually true in the spiritual realm told a completely different story. The enemy had not come with victory. The enemy had come into a trap, because every force that circles what I have ordained only reveals itself and becomes exposed. As it is written, the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to give strong support to those whose heart is blameless toward him. 2 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 9. Do you see? The moment the enemy moved against Elisha was the moment the enemy became visible. And visibility in the spiritual realm is the beginning of defeat. So it is with you. What has been moving against you in the dark is being drawn out. The hidden has been made visible. The enemy who operated in the shadows of your life has been making moves that expose exactly what it is and where it has been working. And what looks like an escalation from your perspective is actually the final movement of something that is already being dismantled. God was not being silent. God was being precise. I want to speak to the specific kind of weariness you carry, because not every tiredness is the same. There is the tiredness of someone who has been working hard and not resting. And then there is the tiredness of someone who has been fighting something they cannot see, resisting something they cannot name, rebuilding something that keeps getting undermined, and not knowing why. That is the kind of exhaustion that sits in the bones. That is the kind of tiredness that makes even prayer feel heavy. And if you are honest with yourself, that is where you have been. I see it. I have seen every moment of it. Every night you lay down and ran through everything again in your mind, trying to understand what is happening, trying to identify what you did wrong, trying to figure out why the breakthrough keeps not arriving. I watched you carry that, and I need you to know that season of carrying was not wasted. Every single day of it was being counted, was being seen, was building something in you that could not have been built any other way. What you call defeat, I call positioning. What you call silence, I call strategy. Let me pause for a second and say something I mean with everything in me. This channel exists as a lifeline for people who are in the middle of the battle and need to know that God has not abandoned the field. If you have found courage in these messages, if they have helped you stand when you wanted to fall, there is a link pinned in the first comment called "Buy Me a Coffee." It is completely voluntary. Give only if God moves you, but if He does, know that your generosity directly reaches the next person who finds this video on the night they almost gave up. Thank you. Let us move forward. If someone in your home is in danger right now, spiritually, emotionally, or in ways you cannot fully explain, this is not the moment to wait. The Chosen One's Family Protection Manual was created for exactly this moment. 7 prayers, specific and targeted, for the people under your roof. And the Manual of the Chosen will show you the 9 keys to expose what is operating against them and permanently shut the door. Both are pinned in the first comment. Do not let another day pass without the right tools in your hands. Your family is worth this decision. Now let me show you what the victory actually looks like from where I am. I have been watching your life with the kind of attention that does not miss anything. Not the thing that happened 5 years ago that you still carry in the back of your mind. Not the relationship that ended in a way that still does not make sense to you. Not the opportunity that closed before it should have, the door that shut when it was supposed to open, the season that felt like it was going in one direction and then reversed without warning. I saw all of it. I was in all of it. And in every single one of those moments, I was working something that you did not have the vantage point to see. Here is what I want you to understand about how the enemy operates against a chosen one. The enemy is not random. When the enemy targets a person who carries my calling, the enemy targets strategically, going after the areas that would be most likely to cause you to doubt me. Finances. Because if you believe I am not providing, you will begin to strive in fear instead of walking in trust. Relationships. Because if the people closest to you become a source of pain, you will begin to believe that isolation is safety. Purpose. Because if the thing I called you to produce nothing visible, you will begin to believe the calling was a lie. These are not coincidences in your life. These are targeted attacks on the specific anchors of your faith. And I'm telling you this not to frighten you, but to clarify it, because the moment you understand what is actually happening, it loses its power to deceive you. As it is written, be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, prowls like a roaring lion. The roar of the lion is not the attack. The roar is the strategy. The roar is designed to freeze, to paralyze, to make you stop moving and look for an exit instead of standing your ground. And for too many of my chosen ones, the roar has been working exactly as the enemy intended, not because you are faithless, but because no one showed you how to hear the roar for what it is. Noise. The noise of something that has already been stripped of its real power using the last tool it has left, your fear. Today, that changes. I want you to picture what I see when I look at your life right now. I see someone who has been in a battle that was designed to produce a specific outcome in them. Not the outcome the enemy intended, but the outcome I ordained. Every pressure point has been forging something in you. Every place of resistance has been developing a strength you did not know you needed. Every moment of confusion has been clarifying a discernment you will use for the rest of your life. You were not behind. You were being formed. And the enemies that assembled against you, every single one of them, did exactly what the enemy has done since the beginning of time. They overreached. They came after something that was under my covenant protection, and because they overreached, they have exposed themselves. And because they exposed themselves, I have seen every detail of what they did. And the consequence of that overreach is already in motion. You have not been forgotten. You have been prepared. And what is coming will make the waiting make sense. Let me speak now about the specific nature of the victory you cannot yet see. Because I know that you have been watching for a certain kind of evidence, visible, measurable, undeniable evidence that things are turning. You have been watching for the relationship to be restored, for the finances to shift, for the person who came against you to face some kind of consequence. And when those visible signs do not appear on the timeline you expected, it begins to feel like the victory is not real. But the victory I'm talking about does not always start in the visible. It starts in the realm where I operate, the realm of the spirit, and it moves progressively into the physical. Which means that right now, in the dimension you cannot see, the reversal is already happening. The position of your enemies has already been compromised. The plans that were assembled against you have already been disrupted at the root. What you will begin to see in the coming days and weeks and months is the evidence of what has already been accomplished on your behalf. This is not a coincidence. This is a conversation, and I want to use the rest of this time to do something very specific with you. I want to walk you through what I need you to do in this season, not because the victory depends on your performance, but because there is a posture that allows you to receive what has already been secured. There is a way of standing, a way of seeing, a way of speaking that opens your hands to what I am already placing into your life. The first thing I need from you in this season is clarity. Not the clarity that comes from figuring everything out, but the clarity that comes from knowing who you are. You are not someone fighting for a victory that might come. You are someone standing in a victory that has already been won. The difference between those two postures changes everything. Fighting from a place of desperation produces striving, anxiety, and the kind of prayer that begs. Standing in a victory that is already secured produces authority, rest, and the kind of prayer that commands. I need you to begin praying from the second posture, not begging me to defeat your enemies, declaring that they are already defeated, because they are. The second thing I need from you is your eyes in the right direction. Stop watching your enemies. I know it feels responsible. It feels like if you look away for a moment, they will gain more ground. But the truth is that your attention on them is exactly what they want. When a chosen one fixes their gaze on the opposition feels significant. When a chosen one fixes their gaze on me, the opposition becomes what it actually is, a disruption that has already been overruled. Fix your eyes on me. Fix your eyes on the promises I gave you. Fix your eyes on the future I described over your life, and let the enemy's movements become peripheral rather than central. The third thing I need from you is your voice. Chosen ones carry declarations in their mouths that change the atmosphere of their lives. There is power in what you say, not because the words are magic, but because words that align with what I have already ordained carry a spiritual authority that shifts things in the invisible. When you declare that your enemies are defeated, you are not hoping it into existence. You are agreeing with what I have already established. And that agreement matters. It matters in the spiritual realm. It matters for your own heart. It matters for every person who hears you speak it. You have noticed the pattern, the same struggles your parents had, the same doors that never open, the same invisible ceiling on your family. That is not coincidence, and it is not permanent. The Chosen One's Family Protection Manual gives you 7 prayers to break what has followed your bloodline. Expose the enemy operating in your family line and restore everything that was taken. And if you want to go deeper, the Manual of the Chosen gives you 9 keys to permanently change the course of your life. Both links are pinned in the first comment. One of them is for the breakthrough your family has been waiting for. Get it now. Now I want to look at you clearly. I want to hold up a mirror to the life you have been living. Not to embarrass you, not to correct you, but to let you see yourself the way I have been seeing you this entire time. You have been sitting in a season that felt like it was consuming you. There were days, and you know which days I'm talking about, where you genuinely did not know if you had enough left to keep going, where the weight of what you were carrying combined with the silence you were hearing from me produced a darkness that you had never felt before. Where you went through the motions of faith because you did not know what else to do, even though the fire felt low. And in those days, I was closer to you than I have ever been. That is the part that will take you time to fully receive, because it runs counter to everything you felt. When the silence was loudest, I was not most distant, I was most present. When the battle was most intense, I was not standing back watching. I was standing directly between you and what was coming. You just could not see me there. And because you could not see me, you made the only conclusion available to someone who cannot see. You assumed you were alone. You were not alone. You have never been alone. I have never let you go, not once, not even in the silence. But today I am telling you something different. Today is not a day of silence. Today I am speaking loudly, clearly, directly to you, because you have been in the valley long enough. The servant has looked at the surrounding armies long enough. Today, I am opening your eyes. And what I am showing you is the mountain full of horses and chariots of fire that has been surrounding you this entire time. Your enemies are not winning. They have already lost. The thing that has been draining your peace, identified. The plan that was assembled against your provision, already disrupted at its source. The relationship that the enemy was using to drain your energy and compromise your discernment. The light of my exposure is already on it. You may not see the full evidence of this yet with your natural eyes, but in the realm where the real battle is fought, the outcome has been sealed. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are mine. And because you are mine, everything that comes against what I am doing in your life ultimately comes against me. And there is nothing, no plan, no person, no principality, no force assembled in the darkness that has ever withstood my response when I choose to act on behalf of someone who belongs to me. I want to speak to your future for a moment, because part of why this season has been so heavy is that you have been protecting your hope, guarding it, not letting yourself fully believe, because believing fully and being wrong would cost you something you are not sure you have left to pay. I understand that guardedness. It developed for a reason, but I need you to hear what it is costing you. Guarded hope is not the posture of a chosen one. Guarded hope keeps one hand on the promise and one hand ready to pull back, and I cannot pour into hands that are already halfway withdrawn. I need your hands fully open, fully expecting, because what I am bringing into your life in this next season requires the kind of receiving that only open hands can do. And what is coming is worth opening your hands for. I am not going to tell you exactly what it is, because part of the gift is the surprise. Part of the joy that I have stored up for this season in your life is the moment when you see it and realize it was better than anything you thought to ask for. But I will tell you this, the losses you have been carrying have corresponding restorations. Everyone, not partial, full. Every relationship that was stolen has a restoration waiting. Every financial ground that was taken has a recovery prepared. Every peace that was disrupted has a deeper peace prepared to replace it. This is not wishful thinking. This is the covenant I made over your life before you were born. The hidden season was not punishment. It was protection, and it is ending. There is one more thing I need to say to you before we close. I need to speak to the people you have been watching, the ones whose actions have caused you the most pain, the ones whose opposition has cost you the most. I need you to understand what I am doing with them. I am not ignoring what they did. I am not overlooking it. I have seen every detail, every private conversation, every planned move, every action taken in darkness that they believed I could not see, and I am handling it. Not because I am your weapon, not because my justice system is your revenge, but because justice is part of who I am. It is not an option I exercise, it is a characteristic I carry. And what was done against a chosen one will be addressed by the God who chose them. Your assignment is not to watch them. Your assignment is to watch me. Your assignment is to keep your eyes on the road ahead, the one I have cleared and am lighting, and trust that everything behind you is being handled. As it is written, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay," says the Lord. Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Vengeance is mine, not yours. Mine, which means you can release it. You do not have to carry the weight of watching for their consequence, because I am already watching, and I do not miss anything, and I do not let anything go that violated my covenant over my chosen one. You were never waiting for God to find you. He found you before you were born. Now I want to close this message by bringing you back to the moment we started. You came into this message carrying the weight of a battle that felt like it was going in the wrong direction. You came in watching the surrounding armies and counting their chariots and calculating whether what you have is enough to survive what is coming. And today, I answered that watching with the same thing I gave Elisha's servant. Eyes that see what has always been true. The mountain is full of horses and chariots of fire. You are surrounded, not by the enemy's forces, but by mine. The battle that felt like it was consuming you is already over in the realm that matters most. And the evidence of that victory is going to begin appearing in your life, in ways both small and undeniable, in the days and weeks ahead. Your enemies are already defeated. You just could not see it yet. Until now, I have never taken my eyes off of you, not once, not even in the darkest night you thought I did. You are chosen, you are covered, and the outcome of everything you have been facing was decided long before the enemy made their first move. Now walk like it. You are chosen, and chosen people do not walk this path alone. You have noticed the pattern, the same struggles your parents had, the same doors that never open, the same invisible ceiling on your family. That is not coincidence, and it is not permanent. The Chosen One's Family Protection Manual gives you 7 prayers to break what has followed your bloodline, expose the enemy operating in your family line, and restore everything that was taken. And if you want to go deeper, the Manual of the Chosen gives you 9 keys to permanently change the course of your life. Both links are pinned in the first comment. One of them is for the breakthrough your family has been waiting for. Get it now. Comment, "I am victorious right now." That is your declaration of faith. That is your agreement with what has already been established on your behalf. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this message with the person in your life who is in the middle of the battle and does not yet know that the outcome has already been decided. You may be the instrument God uses to open the eyes of the next servant standing in front of the surrounding armies. Share it now and watch what happens next.